He fakes the three, drives, and gets blocked by Biyombo. James works his way down the lane, pump fakes, and draws the foul on Biyombo. James pops right back up. Alley-oop attempt to James. No way! What a block by Biyombo. He completely dominated LeBron and the Cavaliers for a single game, cashed in a $70 million payday off the back of it, and then basically disappeared from relevance. This is the wild story of Bismack Biyombo's one unforgettable night of dominance. DeRozan finds Biyombo wide open, and he finishes it. Timeout Cleveland, the leads back up to 14 with 3.5 minutes left. Biyombo's draft stock was surprisingly high back in 2011. Sacramento took him 7th overall, ahead of names like Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, and Jimmy Butler. That selection was based entirely on a single professional season overseas, playing for Fuenlabrada in Spain, where he'd averaged just 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks in only 17 minutes a game. The theory, apparently, was that scouts saw shades of a modern Dikembe Mutombo in him, partly because Biyombo, like Mutombo, was born in Congo. Beyond that, there's really no solid explanation for the pick. Charlotte fans didn't have to wait long to feel let down by their lottery selection. Biyombo posted modest numbers over his first 2 seasons as a starter, averaging around 5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and under 2 blocks a night. To be fair, effort was never the issue. He left everything on the floor every single time he played. The problem was talent ceiling. He had essentially zero offensive skill set. His only way of scoring, realistically, was throwing it down. Henderson drives inside, and here he comes again. Reggie Evans, you just got posterized. Congratulations. So Biyombo found himself pushed to the bench, where he spent the following 2 seasons putting up unremarkable numbers, roughly 3.7 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks in about 16 minutes a night. I won't say the hype completely died, but let's just say whatever buzz existed around him had faded significantly by that point. Then, in the 2015 offseason, Toronto scooped him up on a 2-year, $5.7 million deal to back up Jonas Valanciunas at center. His job was simple: anchor the paint for around 20 minutes a game, and he flourished in that role. Denied, Bismack Biyombo with the block. 10-point game, and Walker gets turned away by Biyombo again. In his first matchup against his former team, Biyombo put up 8 points, 18 rebounds, and a career-high 7 blocks, though Toronto ended up losing in overtime. But it was against the Pacers in a nearly identical scenario where the Black Panther truly showed out. Here's Biyombo, there it is! Biyombo scores again! Norman Powell with the jumper, too strong. Another rebound for Biyombo, put back, strong finish. Biz went off in that overtime win against Indiana, pulling down a franchise record 25 rebounds to pair with a season-high 16 points, an absolute monster stat line for a backup center. Toronto, powered by DeRozan and Lowry in their prime, finished 56-22, good for the 2 seed in the East, trailing only Cleveland.
That set up a first-round matchup against Paul George and the Pacers. With the series tied 2-4 heading into Game 5 back in Toronto, things got tight down the stretch, and unexpectedly, head coach Dwayne Casey decided to ride Biyombo through the entire 4th quarter, keeping Valanciunas on the bench. Lowry works free, finds Biyombo, 2-handed slam, beautifully set up by Kyle Lowry. Pump fake, up and under, Biyombo cutting perfectly at the right time. The gamble paid off. Biyombo rewarded Casey's trust with 10 points and 16 rebounds, including 2 crucial offensive boards during Toronto's 4th quarter comeback. The Raptors eventually outlasted Indiana in 7 games before running into Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat in round 2. When Toronto lost Valanciunas to an ankle injury in Game 3, it thrust Biyombo into the starting lineup with heavy minutes, and he delivered, especially in Game 5, electrifying the crowd on both ends of the floor. Wide open, throws it down with authority. Look at Biz go. 8 points, 4 rebounds already. And Wade drives to the rim. Denied. The finger wag follows, and he's already sprinting the other way. Yes, you just saw that. Locking it down on both ends, Biyombo rejects Wade at the rim, then throws down a second straight thunderous jam in transition, sending the crowd into an absolute frenzy. But his finest outing of the entire series came in the decisive Game 7, where he owned the boards at both ends of the floor. DeRozan attacks the basket, blocked by Deng. Biyombo's right there. Lowry finds Joe Johnson. Nice feed to Biyombo, and the foul. Johnson drives on Carroll, swatted away by Biyombo. Lowry back to Biyombo again. Biz took over in the third quarter, building a 14-point cushion that Miami simply couldn't claw back from. He closed out the biggest game of his career to that point with a monster double-double. 17 points, his highest playoff scoring total at the time, and 16 rebounds, shooting a blistering 75% from the field. Then came Cleveland, at the absolute height of their powers. Toronto got demolished in Games 1 and 2 on the road, losing by a combined 50 points. Yes, it was that lopsided. But in the must-win Game 3, the Raptors got a downright superhuman effort from Biyombo. Kyrie Irving drives, blocked by Biyombo. Irving gets fancy, drives again, blocked by Biyombo once more. Carroll drives on Irving, throws up a wild attempt. Biyombo's there, kicks it out to Patterson. Bismack put on his Black Panther mask that night, denying Kyrie at the rim twice and hauling in 16 rebounds in the first half alone, 4 of them offensive. That effort helped Toronto build a 13-point halftime lead, and he poured everything he had into defending it in the second half. Thompson attacks. Biyombo may have gotten a piece of that. Fakes the three, drives, blocked by Biyombo, but a foul's called. Clear contact there. Watch his hand go straight to his body. You've got to go up clean, both hands, by the rule book. Great block otherwise, but the refs didn't see it that way. Actually, on review, that's an offensive foul. LeBron's elbow was the issue, not Biyombo's block. And look at this hustle. Another offensive rebound for Biyombo, snatched away from 3 defenders, and he made sure to finish emphatically at the rim in the fourth quarter. Lob thrown to Biyombo. Cleveland tries running the same action back. Jump hook rolls in. DeRozan finds Biyombo open, and he scores.
Here's the wild part. For an 8-minute stretch in the fourth quarter, Biyombo was the only Raptor scoring the basketball. 6 straight points from him kept Toronto ahead as Cleveland tried to surge, restoring a double-digit cushion. And on the other end, he was matched up solo against LeBron James. James drives the lane, fakes, draws the foul on Biyombo. James pops up fast, looked like he thought Biyombo shoved him down. Watching it live, that looked like a basketball play to me. Biyombo gets fed up with LeBron, grabs him around the neck and throws him to the floor. Flagrant foul called. Regardless, the Raptors survived and won Game 3 behind his God mode line, 7 points, 4 blocks, and a franchise record 26 rebounds. Let that sink in for a second. Game 4, he was just as vital, topping his own block on LeBron from the previous game. Alley-oop to James, blocked by Biyombo, but a foul's whistled. Wow, arguably the best block LeBron took in his entire 23-year career, and the officials undercut it with a soft foul call. 2 grown men going chest to chest, and Biyombo clearly came out on top. Still, he helped Toronto steal another tight one against the heavily favored Cavs, finishing with 5 points, 3 blocks, and 14 rebounds. Reality hit hard after that, though. Cleveland blew Toronto out in Games 5 and 6, outscoring them by a combined 64 points. Still, that heroic playoff stretch earned Biyombo a massive 4-year, $72 million deal with the Orlando Magic that summer of 2016. Why on earth you'd pay $18 million a season for a third-string center behind Nikola Vucevic and Serge Ibaka is anyone's guess. Over his 2 years in Orlando, Biz put up an unremarkable 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 block a game in 20 bench minutes on a team that never sniffed the playoffs. Looking back, that contract's regarded as one of the worst in franchise history. From there, Biyombo became a journeyman, bouncing between 5 different teams over the next 7 seasons, never earning more than $5 million a year. In 2024, fans will remember him collapsing on the bench during an OKC Thunder game. Thankfully, he turned out okay. These days, he's serving as a veteran enforcer behind Victor Wembanyama. And speaking of enforcers, Nikola Pekovic held that title for the NBA for 5 straight seasons, with plenty of players genuinely fearing him as the strongest man in the league.